John, the so-called 7 clubs have been named or been informed that they have a problem with drugs. Can you tell us whether your club is one of them, if you know?
I don't know. I haven't been informed. My assumption would be that we won't be hearing anything, and yeah.
John, do you hope that the club that has the one player suspected of using performance enhancing drugs, do you hope that that club is named so it can clear the other clubs ahead of the season starting? Or?
It's not really an issue for me too much. It doesn't affect the way we're going about our job.
You're surprised, obviously the revelations last week surprised most people, and presumably you as well, as to the so-called extent of performance enhancing drugs?
Yeah, to me, everything's just still grey. The extent of all this, it seems as though the report's extremely wide-ranging across all sports. So how big it is hard to pick. So yeah, I'm not getting too caught up in it all. I'm quite comfortable to sit back and wait and see which actions unfold out of it all.
You're completely comfortable with the role that sports scientists play at this club, for instance?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, our guys know very clearly the values that this club works to.
Have there been any reviews, John, just in the last few days about how you'll go about things or protocols or that things, just to make sure that there are no grey areas here? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, we've just gone through the checks and balances about what we do, what our current processes are, and certainly looking at, is there ways we need to tighten anything up. But we're pretty pleased with the outcome of all that.
With your professional background, I guess you would understand more than most AFL coaches the role of these types of substances. Do you believe they do have a place, or could the game be better off without them, or could it do without them?
I'm pretty rusty, Baz. These new substances that they've been talking about really don't ring too many bells for me. So I'm pretty much a layperson in that regard as well. What I'm reading is fairly new. I really don't understand how they work and the benefit that they may have in the game. I don't have any idea about that at all.
Would you? I mean, if the idea were proposed, let's get rid of them altogether, would you perhaps be comfortable with that?
Yeah, it's not my call. There's a World Anti-Doping Association, or whatever they're called. They've got more idea than me. So from what I can gather, they've got a list of what's banned. They've got a list of products that are safe, and then there's this grey area of products that haven't been approved for human use yet. But I know that some of them are already listed as banned. So if they're banned, we won't be going anywhere near them.
Have you had any members call the club and express their concern over what's happening?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Given what this club went through half a dozen years ago, now it's a fair while, I suppose, do you feel you're better prepared as a club and the education this club went through, albeit different circumstances, to handle, I guess, what is confronting us now?
I can't compare with every other club because I don't know what they do. All I know is that we put some pretty strong measures in place around the culture within our organisation, and that's been holding up really well.
This Saturday, John, how can you outline the strength of your team and how many players you intend to use in those 2 games?
We'll use, I suspect, around 30 players, maybe a couple more, over the 2 games. And really that'll be around targeting which players we only want to play in the one game, and which players we're happy to play in both games. So that's around workload. So we'll look at that first, and then balance out the 2 sides. So we'll have 2 relatively even sides. Won't have necessarily one extremely young side and one with a few more of the mature players. But yeah, basically the 2 teams will be 2 evenly balanced teams.
What about someone like Michael Crowe? What are your plans for him?
Well, we're looking at that tonight, but Lecker will play in at least one of the games, maybe both.
And how is he at the moment? I mean, obviously he was up and ready to go at the end of last season, but that's still obviously on track.
Yeah, no, he's been doing all our match simulation sort of game plan drills for a month now. So yeah, we've had our equivalent of intra-club games, and he's played in those.
Before the knee injury, John, midfield seemed to be an option for Mark. Is that something that he could still do this season?
Yeah, absolutely it is, yeah. But our initial thing will be just get him playing footy where he knows the game the best in the forward line, and we'll assess the rest of it as we go along.
Given he hasn't played in so long, but he's been available for the whole pre-season, have you had to hold him back at all?
Not really, no, but he didn't do the full program. He wasn't doing every drill that the players were doing really up until January. So he still followed a fairly strict program in terms of building him up to be ready to play now.
Jonathan, Cox, Nat Nui, anyone else definitely not going to play this weekend?
Yeah, there's quite a few. So there's guys out of the senior guys. Mark Nikoski's not going to play. Beau Waters. Who else have we got? Daniel Kerr won't play. And then there's younger players like Brad Dick's not going to play. Jamie Bennell. Brunt College not available to play. So I'm missing a couple, but
Overall, you've been pretty happy with the way your pre-season's gone though?
yeah, we've been really pleased with the pre-season. Yeah, we've got the work into the players. The ones that are ready to go and play this week, yeah, their preparation's been great. And then the other guys, they'll get their opportunity in the next 3 weeks.
Has there been a star performer, Bush, someone that you want to single out?
Not really, no. They've all been. There's been some great performances, but seeing some of the younger guys taking the next step up and really matching it with some of the older guys has been great to see. So across the board, you can go up to some of the really senior players like Embley and Glass setting the standard. Adam Selwood, they all ran their best ever times for 2 kilometre time trials. Down to the young players like Scott Lysett, the way he presented after his off-season was outstanding.
Wellingham this weekend?
Yep, right to go, yes.
And you've sort of worked out what kind of a role is he going to be a midfielder? Is he sort of recruited as a bona fide midfielder?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Which, can I just ask you one more on the drug issue? It was described in the day as it came out by others as the blackest day in Australian sport. Those were the sort of terms. I mean, now that it's sort of been digested a little bit and more, do you think that was an overreaction? I mean, does it feel to you as the blackest day in Australian sport or since?
I think it was a wake-up call for everyone that we've got to be diligent on the sinister side of sport. That's always going to be present. I don't know. I had a glance at the report. It doesn't have numbers and figures. So until we start seeing those numbers, it's hard to say how big it is. But it's certainly a massive wake-up call for us all to be strongly diligent about wanting the game, all our sports, to be as pure as possible.
Just going back to Saturday, is the goal, I guess, to come away with 2 wins, or is it more important to get time into, I guess, some of the younger players?
It's extremely important to get time into the younger players, but the players will go out and want to win. That's what they do. Yeah. So we're not picking a team to go out with our absolute best team to try and say this is win at all costs. This is go out, perform your best, and win the game, but with a bigger picture in mind.
Do you see yourself in a better position heading into this season, given that you've now got those blokes fit, like JK?
They were fit this time last year.
But in terms
too.
of like competition for spots?
Well, they were fit last year. So this time last year, Josh Hill wanted to compete for a spot, but he hadn't played for us yet. So we've still got those guys there. But adding Wellingham in adds a bit more experience to our midfield. So that certainly adds to that competition. And we believe that some of the players have improved on last year, so that adds to the competition as well.
Given the players are obviously itching to play some footy after a pre-season, what's yourself? I mean, do you feel like you're ready to go? New year, new season?
Yeah.
Enthusiasm is as high as ever?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really been wrapped with the pre-season. We plan everything out, and we think we've achieved everything we wanted to achieve through the pre-season to date, but knowing that there's still a long way to go for round 1, but we're looking forward to getting it underway.
The forward line, John, are you looking for another tall forward to play alongside Jack Darling and Josh Kennedy like you had Quinty Inch?
Well, Nat Nui and Cox or Lysett Sinclair they'll be up there a fair bit as well. So we think we're pretty right for talls, but in the wings with Fraser McInnes and Brant College coming through, there's two others there that may get the opportunity at some time throughout the year to play as well.
John, Nick is talking himself up for round one. I know it's still a fair bit to go before that arrives. Do you give him as much chance as what he gives himself of playing in the Derby?
He would know better than me, so I have to back him. Yeah, he's got a program to follow. We're not going to take risks because we don't want him to have setbacks and miss any more footy than he may. So the aim is to follow his program, progress him up, and if he's ready for round one, cleared for us to select him, we'll select him.